Hello, YouTube viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from School Productions, bringing you my 305 podcast. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I will try to do my best not to be so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback. Now, anyways, let's get into this topic. Bring back John Constantine. Now, those of you comic book fans don't know who the hell is John Constantine. Now, John Constantine is a DC superhero that is in supernatural and magical creatures and magical phenomena that threaten to that threatens to destroy the normal world. So basically, Constantine is sort of like he's basically I would say like a modern day sorcerer that goes around fighting dark magic forces and dark magic creatures, etc. Constantine now, back in the late, back in 2013, he had a show called Constantine. It only had one season on the CW. Now, Constantine was featured in Arrow around I think it was around season around season 3 or 2, Constantine did a crossover with L. Now, Constantine is the reason it's the person that gave Oliver Queen one of his tattoos below his belly. Now, the tattoo below Oliver Queen's belly was a special it's a special protection against magic trying to kill him and stuff. So therefore, basically, Oliver Queen helped Constantine out. So return the favor, he gave him the tattoos, keep anything or anybody from using magic from killing him. And but also Constantine also helped bring back Sarah Lance. So when the first Black Canary died, Sarah, Laura's older sister, Laura's sister, Constantine, they brought her back with the Latin pit for her death, but she did not have herself. So basically, she was just a living zombie by herself, living person by herself, until Article reached out to Constantine to bring her, to get her soul back. So anyway, basically, Constantine, like I said, the topic it says bring back Constantine. Now, my reason is the reason I have some good reasons why this should bring back John Constantine and put it back into the Arrowverse shows. Now, before before I get into the reasons, now after Constantine was canceled, it was established in hell that John Constantine was in hell, according to Oliver Queen. Now in the series, Constantine's soul. Something went bad during during the exorcism, therefore Constantine's soul was in hell, but he was still him. But unlike like he wasn't a living person, like he was still him without a soul. So therefore, when his soul in hell, he's on borrowed time he was on borrowed time before he died. So basically, Constantine being a powerful magician, he doesn't have a soul, so he was able to still be him, keep his personality and everything intact. But long as his soul stays in the head, longer. So basically, his soul was in hell. So therefore, he was on borrowed time. So basically, eventually, it turns out a person without a soul doesn't live very long. So basically, he was like, so basically his soul was in hell. So basically, he was on he had a short time before he dies. It turns out people can't usually people if your soul is gone, you eventually will die. So basically, he's going around with the time he had left to stop all the medical threats that he can. So basically, that's just the sum of Constantine in a nutshell. But anyway, now let's get into the reasons why they should bring back John Constantine and establish him in the Eververse. Now, number one, he can he can be a consultant when it comes to supernatural events and other DC shows. So basically, when Supergirl did magic, with some type of magic, or Arrow, the Flash, the Legends did with any type of magical fetch, they can turn to John Constantine for help. So basically, that's one good reason. Second reason is they bring Constantine bring Constantine back into the Eververse. They can also be a lot more DC superheroes with magic powers like Dr. Fate, the Swamp Things, Tana, and a lot of the bad guys. Bring a lot of DC superheroes with magical powers and lots of DC supervillains with magical powers, and establishing them in all the Arrow shows. Now, third reason is the final main reason. Being Constantine back, that means that the Eververse Church can do more story arcs about magic, and so basically they can do like episodes being more, if they bring Constantine back. the lightning episodes can do more episode focuses on magic. So basically, bring Constantine back, they can, dive into the dive in the side of the DC in the DC Magic universe and shit in the Arrow universe. And this is my final reason is if they bring to John Constantine back into Arthur, he can be he could be a world recurring character or the Arrowverse show. So basically, if they do it if they been Constantine back, they can, he can be a recurring character in future episodes in that Arrowverse shows. So basically. Bring Constantine back. So originally they should bring Constantine back. So this is the reason why I think they should bring Constantine back and put him in the Arrowverse and establish him in the Arrowverse because he's a very, even though he's a secondary DC character, he can be very useful. He can be a very useful secondary character in the DC TV Arrowverse, and also hope to establish and tap into the massive side of the massive side of DC Comics as well. So anyway, that's just my reasons. I will assume. In case you didn't understand me about my reasons why Constantine should return to be bring back Constantine, I will post my reasons in the comments below this podcast. So anyway, like always, this is Cynthia Lyko signing off. 1,